Hi guys, welcome to my channel Meghna's Rare Desk. Today's topic which I'm going to talk is very close to my heart and the kind of experiences I have had with Mahadev, Shivji. So I'm very excited to share my experiences, divine experiences, spiritual awakening and lot more things. So let's make a short video about my recent trip to Arunachalam, Tiruvannamalai. So this was actually not at all planned as I was watching a podcast, not consciously also, I was watching a podcast in which a lady, a doctor she was, and she was mentioning about how Shiva is exactly really present in Arunachalam and how powerful the temple there is, and about the Giri Pradakshina and the caves where all the Rishi Munis have done a lot of japa, tap and everything. So it's very devotional and very spiritually very active place which I would like to call. So that's how I was going through the podcast, and I was always planning to go to Mahakal. As you all know how powerful Mahakal temple is. Once you reach Mahakal, it's the end of your bad times and your good times. Your transformation starts from there. So I have always been manifesting to go to Mahakal. I was like waiting for Mahakal to, like, without Mahakal's Punava you can't just enter into Kashi. So that's how I was waiting, and this video happened to come, and I indirectly heard about few things about Arunachalam, and I was subconsciously, thinking like, oh, Shivji's presence so close to me as I stay in Bangalore, and it's 4 hour distance, and how come I have never visited this temple, this so powerful temple of Shivji? So that was the only thought which came in my mind, and that's it. Again, I just continued with my other work, and that was the only thought. How come Shivji has not called me there, which is very near to me? How come I have missed it? So then later, it was a very surprising thing. One of my friend, so college friend, who has not been in contact for long time. I mean, we were just messaging and not exactly talking all the time and all. She suddenly calls me and asks me like, Meghna, let's she was like casual talks with about friends, how are you, what you doing and all these things. After that she suddenly asked me like, Meghna, if you're free, can we just go to Arunachalam temple? I was like freezed and I was like shocked for a minute, thinking that, oh my god, it was just yesterday I thought like, Shivji, how come you have not called me there when the temple is so near and I didn't know about this powerful temple which is so close to me? I never heard of it. I didn't knew. So that was the moment where I was totally freezed, and it was like I came to know that it was a call from Shivji, and he has sent this person to tell, give me the message, and tell that, okay, you have asked and I'm calling you, now you have to come. So that was the kind of call which I got, and then we planned in a day, and then within 3 days we had planned, and we went there on Friday. Thursday was the Shankranti, and the next day we just went, and you guys won't believe, we were only 3 girls, and there was no extra safety or something. I knew Shivji was always with me. I'm doing his mantra chanting and everything. I'm divine. My all my organs, all my body, all my heart, inside, outside, everything. I'm connected with Shivji. So I know his presence. I can feel his presence is always there. One of the most powerful thing was, before leaving that day, we were just packing the things, and I just called my friends and I just told them intuitively, though we don't know anything about Arunachalam, we were just going through some random YouTube videos saying that, okay, Giri Pradakshina, how we are supposed to do, what about the Ashtalingas, and when to do the Darshana, what is the procedure and the waiting time for the real main Darshana and everything. We were just going through random YouTube videos which we had a basic knowledge of. Okay, once we go there, we'll be guided through with the people over there, or somehow it will happen. So, but intuitively, I just got this thing, and I just told my friends. See, anyhow we are going, I'm sure there'll be a lot of flowers, diyas and all. They would have kept near the temple because it's famous temple and people would be lighting diyas. Why don't we carry diyas of ghee made diyas since we are going on Friday? Why don't we carry the ghee made diyas and you know, like the loban, kapoor, a camphor, beam seni camphor, and then you know, agarbatis and everything which is carried at home, carried from home. And then I told them, one of my friend, that can you just get the Ganga Jal, because for my location Blinkit is not showing, it's delivered in an hour or so, so why don't you just order the Ganga Jal. She was like laughing and she asked me like, you know, they are not going to allow you to go near the Shivling and do the you know, Ganga Arpana and all, so why are you asking for a Ganga Jal? I just told her intuitively that no, I know it. We will find a Shivling over there. So we'll be doing the puja. So you better take the Ganga Jal, get the Ganga Jal from the shop, and then we had got so much of bilpatras and we lot of different flowers, of course. So everything was taken care. We took everything from home. So there was nothing like we were going, we were waiting for the shopkeeper or we were going to buy from there. So we were all ready. Unknowingly we were all ready. So it was not like, okay, we have been there once and you know it how it's done. No, unknowingly we were all set. We were all ready because he was guiding. So it was all set and we were so excited. They came on Thursday night and we were supposed to leave Friday early morning by 3 so that we can reach there by 7, 8 and we can start our Giri Pradakshina, because once it gets hot it will be, because you'll be walking in the barefoot and you get tired, because the later you have to do the darshanam also, and for that also again you have to stand in the queue. There's no such thing as special entry. So that was the procedure, which will be tiring because I'll be driving the car, so continuous 4 hours and we'll be walking, and then again we thought we wouldn't stay and we'll drive back home. So that was our plan. But in case we had an extra pair of clothes, because if you get tired in case at night I can't drive, so we thought of resting. But then again we went there recording and we started everything. So we packed our cars, we did the main Gopram Sankalpa and we lighted a diya, and with Shiva's grace and his, you know, which is craziest devotion I would say. So he guided us in a right way and we started Giri Pradakshina, and you won't believe, while doing each Lingam Darshanam, we just offered a Belpatra directly to the Purohit, saying that can you please place this on Shiva. So, and miraculously every people present there were like doing Giri Pradakshina, and they were like, they had only 1 minute, it was like a race for them. So they were all like running, you could see literally. And in the Lingam they used to do the darshanam for a minute and then again run. It was like a race. But we were like, okay, in each temple, each Ashtalingas, we'll just take a break, we'll wait, and then we'll light our dhupam, candle, diya of the ghee which we have bought from the home. Everything we lit and then actually prayed, agarbattis, karpuram, everything which was very, you know, lovable to Shivji. We just did that arpan and then we went inside. We did one chanting of Om Namah Shivaya using with the Rudraksh Mala. Though I've always been wearing. So from past 8 months, so I'm using this for my mantra chanting and everything. So with this, I did mantra chanting 108 times, sitting in each temple, and then we just gave the Belpatra, and the Purohit did put that Belpatra on Shiva, and it was so amazing feeling that when you go to someone's house and the way they greet, way you are treated, like, oh please come, the way the special you make when a guest arrives at home, it was like that kind of feeling. I just can't explain that, because everyone goes to temple, but when you get the special attention from the god, from the deity itself, which you've been worshipping, keeping him here, so that's what the result of this, I would like to say. It's not like people paying more for the tickets or getting a direct darshanam, that is different. The kind when the God himself greets you, okay, you have come finally, oh please come. And when he takes all your offerings, that is the best world's best feeling. Trust me guys, you have to experience this. So then later we were like going through all the shivlings, we were taking break here and there. We never had a proper food. We just had breakfast in the morning before starting Giri Pradakshina, which I bought from home. And then we were like having some cucumber or light snacks kind which were available on the streets. So then we went, and then we found one ashram, Durvas Muni ashram I guess. So yeah, there we found a lot of people doing some diya lighting, and they were tying some knots and all. So that was for unmarried people and for whoever wants to have a child. So they were just tying for the ritual, and we just thought we'll just go inside. We'll also light anyhow. We have everything to offer. So let's see what's inside. So we went, and then for my luck, and there was a shivling, Udbhav shivling, which was in the grounds and which was so much of height. And I was like, so, and my friends were like looking at me, oh, you knew this, you knew this. I was like, I swear I didn't know there was a shivling, but intuitively I knew we had to do shivling puja. I have to do the shivling puja, I have to do the Ganga Arpan, I have to do the shivling snanam, and you know, and then Bel Patra, and then offering Vibhuti, Bhasma, and everything. I just had manifested. This is what I have to do, Shivji. I'm coming to meet you. I can't just from far stand, see, and come back. I want to do this ritual. Definitely. I wanted to do. That was manifestation, and he couldn't say no to me. So that's when we started lighting diya, and we did Ganga Jal Arpan, and then we did the Shivling Snanam, and then we offered Bel Patra, Vibhuti, and flowers, and did the Lobam, Dhupam, and everything. It was so grateful, it was so amazing feeling that that moment, if you had asked me whether you want 1,000 crores in your bank or you want to be surrendering to the Shivji, I would definitely say, even in my unconscious, subconscious sleep, deep sleep also, I want to reach Shivji. That's my ultimate goal, and I've been doing that. I've been doing sadhanas to connect with him, just to connect with him. So there are few people who even ask me, question me, saying that you are doing Shiv sadhana, so what? How much of money do you have in your bank account? So see, when you're connected to deity and when you're doing sadhana, the first thing that Devata does is the consciousness. He switched on the button over here. So the consciousness. There are so many Rajas, Munis, and everyone who had been doing Shiva sadhanas, and long back they were doing sadhanas to win a battle or something. But after the sadhana was completed, when Shivji directly came in front of them, the thing they asked were, we want to surrender ourselves to you, we want to reach you. So that was the thing they asked. Forgetting that why they did the sadhana was to win a battle, or I want this, I want that, materialistic desires. So really, I feel pity for such people who think that you are doing sadhana to gain materialistic. Yes, definitely you need money to survive, everything. But whatever according to your karma is going on, you will get, no matter you do Shiv Puja or you don't do Shiv Puja, or you do any deities puja or sadhanas, you will get what is written already in your karma. Whatever you have been doing, you will be receiving that. No matter it's a matter of money, car, house, relationship, everything is based on our karma. Hope everyone knows this. So karma plays an important crucial life in everyone's life. You need not have to do any sadhana, naturally it keeps happening. So but why Shiv sadhana? Why spiritually you need to get connected? What is the magic behind that? I would like to say my experience, which would take one video, for my experiences, my spiritual awakening, how it all started. People knew that, people who are watching, who are my best friends, know, my family know that I am a non-vegetarian, and how I turned into a complete vegetarian, complete vegan. And then the kind of puja, sadhanas, 1 hour sadhanas I do from morning, evening. People think you've changed a lot, what you're crazy. The first response you get whenever you're connected to spirituality is people start asking around you, start asking, okay, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? What are you going to gain from this? These are all the questions, and how much money you're going to ask the God. So definitely whoever is doing the Shiv sadhana, Ma Kali sadhana, or Devi sadhana, Shakti sadhanas, ask them what they want. They would definitely say, a proper sadhak would definitely say, you want the devata themselves, not money, or not car, or not home, or not a job for your husband, or not asking children. So once you're connected to devata, the first consciousness you gain is, you know, whatever the devata does or gives you will be on the correct time. Whenever you're supposed to receive, that will definitely come to you. The blessings will definitely reach you. If you ask me, whatever the small things I have manifested happens so fast, and I do get the intuitive level of seeing things which are going to happen in near future. So that was my Reiki healing, how I learned my Reiki. It was all with the help of Shivji, Mahadev Sadhana. It has completely transformed me, changed me to a completely new person. I'm a completely healed soul now. I can heal others. I can, guide someone spiritually also. So that is the kind of state and level he takes. He completely destroys the fake people around you. He never lets them reach you. That is the first thing. Mahadev himself being a destroyer, the first thing he does is he cleanses you from the surroundings, whatever the bad people or the troublesome people. Once you clear the karma, the first thing is this. This is what happens. So completely, uh, this temple experience was so amazing, and without any delay we completed 8 lingam darshanam, and then finally we arrived at the main temple by 6 o'clock in the evening, and by 6:30 we reached the main temple, and we saw the queue was so long that we thought that okay, it is gonna take till morning to reach the and do the main darshana. See, again, it was so miraculously, where people say, I have seen videos where people say it took 5 hours for the main darshanam. We were standing in the queue. It took 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. But then, trust me, within 2 hours we finished the darshanam. There was no special entry, or we didn't push or go in between, nothing. We were just standing in the queue. I just don't remember how it went on and how we reached. But yeah, there were 2 incidents happened in the temple when we were standing in the queue. There were a lot of unwanted people coming in between and joining and breaking the lines, which the temple authorities really should take care. This was really bad experience. If you are allowing some people to come in between and opening the gates according to your convenience, at least make some tickets or special tickets where people can afford, and you can make them stand in the different line. So they will make some 1,000 rupees tickets, special tickets, or VIP tickets, or whatever you want. So people would buy and stand accordingly, right? But in the normal darshanam, people coming in between, that was one bad experience we had. Other than that, everything, Shivji took care of everything. And the same night I drove back. I don't know how I drove, because I was feeling sleepy. And we never had any sort of leg pain. After driving 4 hours, walking 14 kilometers, and then at the same day driving back home safely. So, Shivoham, everything. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll be sharing more experiences with you soon. Thank you.